Hey guys, Yuliya here. So in today's video, I will be working in one part of my garden, which is right next to the driveway. It's pretty much the first thing that we see when we arrive at the house by car. And it has been overridden by weeds. Oh my gosh, it was so bad, but I couldn't look at it anymore. So I actually weeded yesterday and I mulched the area. And I will put a short video so you can see what it looked like before. It still is not done, and actually I'm going to do that to the entire border later, but at least I did some part of it so I can actually plant some plants so I can look at something pretty when I arrive home. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the area first. I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and I'm going to show you the plants that I will be planting there. So let's get started. But first, I just wanted to show you these beautiful rhododendrons. These specimens were here when we moved in. These are rhododendron roseum, and they have gone absolutely insane this season because I fertilized them with hollytone. And check out this climbing hydrangea. Isn't that so romantic? Right there. There's always something so beautiful in this garden. Look at this. All right, you guys, so this is the space, and I am loving the alliums right now. Look how beautiful they are. They're huge. So this whole area was overridden by weeds, and I stopped weeding right about here. And I'm very lucky because I only have annual weeds in here. So what you can do, you can use a Dutch hoe, and I will show you what the tool looks like, and scrape up all of the annual weeds, cover the area with newspaper, and cover it with tons of mulch. And you don't have to worry about weeding for the rest of the season. It works for me every year without fail. By the way, look at the peonies opening. Oh, so beautiful. And it's just rained. Don't you just love gardens? Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing, I will be planting some annuals in here and this beautiful clematis. This is Nelly Moser clematis. Look at the flower. It is hardy to zone 4 and grows to about 6 feet to 8 feet tall. So it will cover this trellis beautifully. And I have more allium down here. I do have some Joe Pye weed, and I left some cleomes in here. So that's kind of seeded from last year. So I will have some height in this border. And then I have this hardy kiwi that is somewhat a thug in the garden, so I constantly have to prune it because it just grows all over the place. But I adore the leaves on this plant. They when they open in the spring, they're pure white, and then they start turning this beautiful pink color. It's just so awesome. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to show you the annuals I'm going to be planting. All right, so one of the plants I'll be planting is Sunpatiens compact orchid, and it is an annual, but annuals provide color all summer long, so they're so worth planting. So this is not a usual plant that I would go for because it has those big flowers, and I prefer more delicate and wispy flowers, but I feel like I'm missing the bold structure in my borders. So I'm going to go for this plant. It grows from about 1 foot to 2 feet tall and wide. So nice bulky structure, and lots of this beautiful lavender kind of pink color flowers. And Sunpatiens, I have grown Sunpatiens before in my window box, which is like 100% sun all day long, and they perform beautifully, but they also perform well in semi-shade and shade location. So it's this uniform kind of planted anywhere plant. And check this out. Look, covered with buds and flowers. So the next plant is this diamond frost euphorbia, and I absolutely adore this plant. It is one of my most favorite annuals to grow. It goes well with everything. In fact, I do not know a plant that if you put this next to it, it will not complement. It is like this perfect companion to anything. So Diamond Frost Euphorbia also takes all kind of conditions. You could put it out in the sun, you could put it in the semi-shade. I grew it as a house plant last winter, so awesome, awesome plant. Sorry, I'm just like, it just rained, so I'm getting rained on right now. So this also grows to 1 foot to about 1.5 feet wide and tall. Yes, wide and tall. And I've never had any problems with insects or anything like that with this plant. So these are just the 2 plants that I will be planting, but the idea is to go for this contrast with the bolder flowers and like these wispy, kind of airy, cloudy flowers. All right, so the annuals are planted. Now I'm going to be planting a clematis. Now, clematis really like sunny locations, but they don't like their legs exposed to the sun. So the leg part is like about 1 foot off the ground growth, and of course the root system. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be tucking that away from where it gets exposed out in the sun a lot, and I may be planting some more plants in front of it. That is really helpful. They really like that. I will also be amending the hole where I'm going to be putting the clematis, because that's what I always do. So anyway, let's get started. So the next and the last part of the video, I will show you how I deal with weeds. So as I mentioned, I'm lucky that I have annual weeds in here. Perennial weeds is a totally different story. But for annual weeds, what works really well is this Dutch hoe. And Dutch hoe is just a very, very sharp hoe. So as you can see, it's like razor sharp. So the way it works, you make movements back and forth, and it cuts all of your weeds at the root level. So they're like chopped off. You can leave them right there. That's like a perfect compost. And what I do next is I cover them with newspaper, and then I put mulch on top. And that creates a perfect barrier, and nothing will like sprout for about a season. And then the next spring I will do it again. But it definitely works for 1 season, so let me show you how to do it. So I left this patch right here where I have annual weeds. So all you have to do is go back and forth, and that cuts the weeds. Look at this. And you can leave them there. The one thing, if you have any weeds around a plant, like this peony plant right there, like inside the where the plant is, you're gonna have to get in there and get them by hand. But in larger areas, this tool works awesome. So next, you just cover newspaper. and mulch. Ah, hello. All right, guys, this is it for today. It is so satisfying to get something done, like mulching or planting. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.